Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hill. Welcome to the Strong Roots podcast. We are doing this so that you can build a firm foundation in your faith and also a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. We are so excited that you're tuning into this series and we cannot wait to see what God does through you. All right, Morgan, you ready?
I'm ready.
So, how was the day after you gave your life to Jesus? Was it what you expected?
I really, honestly, did not have any expectations. I was pretty fortunate for that, I guess. Like, you think you had, like, expectations or premeditated disappointments, so I really didn't have a view of what it would look like. I think my biggest holdup was the actual act of giving my life to Christ. That was, and everybody has that. They're like, well, what do I do? And I remember saying that to you. I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? And it was like, what did you say? It was the hardest, easy decision that you ever make.
Yes.
Yeah, and you go through it and you're like, wait, that was it?
Yeah.
And you expect it to be this, like, big to-do, and it is that easy, but you have this build-up in your mind of that. So that was probably my biggest preconceived notion walking into it. But it was the day leading up to it, because we met Saturday, and then I gave my life to Christ after service. So it was that whole Sunday, I was just like a mess. Like, God, Jesus did this for me. I don't even deserve this. It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So the day after, though, like, were you on cloud nine? Was it a letdown?
Yeah, it was really very peaceful. And it was like Blair likes to call it the #holy hangover. Yeah. And I was so tired. But I felt this just overwhelming sense of peace, which I had needed forever. Like, anybody who knew me personally would see that difference, like, day to day. Like, from Saturday to Monday, it was just total peace.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So, if you could describe the day after in 3 words, what would they be? And I know they're going to be good.
I was completely overwhelmed.
Okay.
I was completely exhausted. Like I said, #holy hangover. And then just peaceful. Like, so peaceful. Beyond comprehension, beyond reason. Like, that's God. Mm-hmm. That's God.
So good. Any additional words you want to add?
Well, you said pick 3.
Well, I'm giving you 4 now.
3. 4. Just gratitude.
Yeah, that's good.
Huge gratitude. Like, you don't deserve this. Yep. There's nothing you can do to make God love you less. There's nothing you can, you have this complete, everything makes sense. Yeah. Everything makes sense.
I love it.
It's a lot of words.
I'm giving them to you.
I know.
Okay, so, what was the first thing you wanted to do the day after?
Take a nap. I was so tired. I can't get over how tired I was. Yeah. I tell everyone. I've got to tell everyone. And I shared with all of my friends, and I know I've told you this before, but I've never told you this. I wanted to tell everybody, but more importantly, I wanted to tell my friends, my close friends who were believers that were, like, waiting for me to give my life to Christ. But because I'm such a, I was, and God's working through me to make me less like this, but I was a control freak. And any one of my friends, if it had gone any different, if it had been anybody but you, like, God had his hand on that conversation, it would have put me off. Mm-hmm. And all my friends were waiting for somebody to come and have this conversation with me, like, hey, P.S., you're not all in. I'm not all in. But I wanted to tell all them, like, hey guys, I'm on the other side. I'm here with you now. And they're like, finally, what took you so long?
What was the best reaction?
Just that. Everybody was like, yes, praise God, finally you're here. I think my friend Jessica's was the best reaction, because she's so reserved. Just very reserved, very, very collected, and she was just wild. She was so excited for me. That was the best one. Yeah.
Was there anyone's reaction that was not excited or questioning whether that was real?
Not real. I've got a really good group of people around me that are believers and that know about. I want to say I'm probably a little too enthusiastic about it, that they would just be like, all right, whatever, do your thing, and they would never say to me, which is probably not the best thing. Like, maybe I should have some more people that are questioning, but for the most part, I got good people around me. Maybe my coworkers like, yeah, okay, that's cool, whatever, but nobody said anything negative, which is good, because I don't know if I could have handled that.
Right.
Get away from my happy bubble.
It's my #holy hangover.
Yeah, get away from me. I just want to be happy. How dare you try to ruin this?
Yes. So, all that to say, what do you hope the listeners listening to this right now will take away from this?
Give your lives to Christ.
Yes.
Just do it. Just stand firm in your faith, and don't don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Don't worry about, like, it's not about what anybody else thinks. It's about what God thinks. And as long as you're walking in that and walking in his faith and walking in what he says, you're good. And you're going to have naysayers. And I, like, since giving my life to Christ in the, you know, the months following that, you know, I have had people that are like, okay, is that real? And it's not that you shouldn't, like, Satan's going to try to get in there and make you question it, but just make sure you surround yourself with people who are very strong in faith. Get a good spiritual covering. And ask those questions, like, is this me or is this God? And then, you know, and I know I've asked you that question, like, is this me or is this God? And you're like, well, is it? Like, does it line up with his word, his nature, his character? And that's a pretty good, you know, vet test right there, and vet it out and see if it is.
Absolutely.
So.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for letting me pick your brain.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, we are so excited for you guys to join us next time. The next podcast is going to be Crossing the Line of Faith, what that looks like, how it was for her, and we're going to be talking again with Morgan. So please check in again next time. Can't wait for you to join us.